Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is another installment in Learning from the Pros. In this episode, we're going to look at two Brickcraft building sets, long stem rows. Set number 72626 and 72627, the difference being one's pink, one's red. And last year, I also did a Brickcraft long stem rows, but I noticed now there is some difference. These leaves were not there. These pieces are now more petal-like in appearance, so these must have been specially made for flowers, not necessarily for this set, but for a variety of flowers. And I decided to buy them again just to see how they're designed now. I do see some differences, and we'll get into details as we go. So let's get started. Oh, yes, long stem. So this is 18 inch, the majority being the stem. Personalized messages on the heart token thing there. But yeah. Oh, there's one more. Okay. So right off the bat, I noticed this piece, which is that. Looks like a specially designed piece. But also, yeah, these can work as a pedal if produced in a different line. But yeah, that's specifically designed piece to be a plant and not another piece to be used as a plant. And we're going to start with this one. Yep. The slight angled dark green. And they're starting with the detail there. It's a claw looking like thing. It's supposed to be a thorn. Put it in like here. I think it's inserted there. Oh. And then the second piece, we do get to use this right away. Pointing downwards. Then we're going to start the construction of the rows. Let's see here. Facing downward, and then a circular or rounded 2x2 plate in there, and then the red version of this octo piece there. And then we're going to put in, that's curious, what is that? Oh, it's the, put it in here because that's the rod right there. Still facing down, yep. Okay, that was kind of difficult, but that's okay. There. But then they kind of combined this step 3 with this movement and then this movement. This is a 2x2 rounded brick facing downward. And then the other octo piece. Here we're going to get the single stud rounded brick. Also in this orientation upside down with this 2x2 dome that goes in here, followed by a single stud plate. This seems to be with a flower indentations, and that seems what it is calling out for. So now we're going to get into the inner petals, but we need to combine these first and make 4 of them. This inverted slope with a single stud claw. We're going to get this, which looks like for a vehicle, like so, and then just orient it as you go put it. So let me make the other 3. Inverted curve, claw, vehicle, inverted, claw, vehicle. Yeah, that's how it's coming out. Inverted, claw. I guess in this step, it might be the mistake for the claw to be in here. But there you can compare it to see you're on the right track. So it looks like it goes on the upper octo piece there. Just put them more or less symmetrical. And then they combine. Oops. There we go. So at least one corner is touching the inner, what would have been the rounded 2x2 dome piece. And already it looks like petals, right? Just like that. And then we're going to go to this thing. So my question is, are they, oh, there's different kinds of petals. Which might be, these are the smaller ones. Here, and then the larger ones here. Let's assume that because we're starting in the middle, smaller petals, logically. And these go I'm just trying to make sure. Since there are 4 of them, they go on the bottom one, and they're going to skip 1. Okay, so then let's put them up. And they might, let's see, this suggests as much of a spiral as you can. Let's see. Have like that. So that at least one's tucked in under another petal. And then let's go for the larger petals in the in-between. There we go. Really flower-like. They redid this, I can remember, and then these pieces that are meant to look like petals really do help make it look like a flower. Okay, now we're going to go into the stem. We have this. Nope. It's the one with the hole midway. And then the thorn. with a red connector. Do this 2 times. This also gets the red connector. And they're suggesting to put a notch like this, like that. This one's facing away, this one's facing towards. And we're going to do similar, but this one does not get a connector, but does get a thorn. So a single stud dark green with the thorn. And then goes in a different direction. On top of that, it gets the smaller gray rod. And let's say it's going like this. It looks like it's perpendicular to the thorn there. And on top of that, it gets a regular dark green piece there. And then a red connector. Then we're going to add these leaves, which have the clear indentations. This one did make an appearance in the poinsettia set done a few weeks ago. I don't know about the amaryllis, but they really are making pieces that are intended to look like plants for their sets that are plants, to represent plants. Let's see, is this where the stickers are? Ooh. I wonder if the stickers are still in the baggie. Yeah. Last year's the stickers were transparent except for the words, but I don't see them. Are they not stuck or underneath? Oh, here they are. Okay. So I'll put one but to demonstrate their transparencies. This is an actual heart piece, I believe, in the... Well, I have them, but we'll see. There, and then the 2x2 flat with 2 semicircle flat plates. Then we pick a sticker. The stickers have white lettering on white, but they are transparent. There. And that's where these come from. Oh, it's supposed to be sideways, but I can always do this with a brick. There we go. Oh, and then they have a chain here. Put it like that. I think I remember last year it was kind of difficult. This one is go ahead and put on the chain, and then I can slip it in here. And after that, I can put more to the stem. So it's this one with the hole in between, single stud, dark green plate, then a thorn with a red connector. Put it up. Let's see, in that direction, it's aligned with that one. It doesn't really. I wouldn't put it right underneath. I'll put it this side. But oh well. Then we need to do this 10 times, putting these come together. Then this set, this seems to be the most repetitive. Even though the pedals are already made so that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other kind of pedal, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 10 times. They're coming in easily together. 7, 8, 9, 10 with the right connector. Let's make sure. And I counted again because last year the set had extras compared to what was in the instructions so that you can make a variety of heights for your long stem rose. But even with this, if you get another set, you can always combine and take away from one rose just because they're not going to be extremely long. And this is probably the max height you would find a rose like this, and it barely fits into camera view. I might do a little adjustment with the camera to get it all, but let's see here. Alright, so this is the red rose. Let me start on the pink rose. 72627. Okay. This way. This is the red or the no, this is the red one. I'm just curious where the sticker is. There it is. It's enclosed in the instructions, not in the bag. That's why it was upside down on the underneath of the red rose instructions. Okay, so it's the same pink, which is, I'll call it a choice because you have a pink, very important feature of the flower on top of pink. It's a slightly different shade. I can tell the difference, but it's not, it's a risk because then where's the rose if you just see pink on pink? But overall, it still looks like this same kind of instructions, which it's kind of expected. Oh, this one gets pink thorns. Okay, so a single stud, dark green, pink thorn with this feature. It's penta leaf. And then it gets the dark green with a rounded 2x2 plate, pink octopiece. There. This gets inserted. Oops. Having going to 3 different levels, maybe I would combine them there, because they have to be precisely aligned, and that kind of makes it difficult. So this one, just having the 2x2 rounded brick, putting in it first, and then the pink, and then easier. Then we're going to go to the single stud brick, the 2x2 rounded dome piece upside down from this orientation, and a single plate that has the flower indentation or detailing upside down. So here we have the inverted curve with the claw, and then the wheel piece. We need to do that 4 times. So, and even though this has multiple pieces, it doesn't feel that repetitive because it is a small number to repeat on. If this was 8, then it would be, oh, okay, let's do this thing 8 times. But by having different kinds of pieces, different kinds of petal designs, it's not as repetitive feeling. Okay, so this one goes here. Skip 1. Oops. I don't know if the rod should go up that far, but see, they need to kind of spiral in. Okay. So then the smaller petals, I don't know if I did it for the red one. Let's see. Because I kind of realized that maybe it should go on the diagonal of where the wheel are, which I did unintentionally, just to kind of cover that up. Even though they are more or less overlapping, here it's suggesting to have them on the diagonal from this. So at least that is covered for sure. But skip 1. And as much as possible, spiral them. One is touching the inner and one's on the outer side of the petal. See, that one's in, in. There, maybe. This one's a little bit. Let's go that way. There. So then the larger petals go on the in-between. There we go. There's the pink rose. See, out. Out. There we go. All right, then we're going to get to the stem. We have this feature, or yeah, the one with the whole feature, single step plate with a pink thorn. red connector, and then one more time with this one. Single step plate, dark green, pink thorn, a different direction. And then this one is dark green with the whole feature. Single step plate, oops, a pink thorn, but no red connector. Oh, this one needs a red connector. That's part of step 8. This is 9. Different direction. Gets the gray rod. With this one right here. On top of that gets a regular green, dark green connector with a red connector, and then the 2 leaves. Then it's the heart with a 2x2 smooth plate, and then 2 half circle smooth plates, then a sticker, another smiley. This time I know how to place it. Maybe. Oh no, it's off. Let me do it this way. There we go. And even doing that, sticker's not affected. In terms of, oh, it's been taken off and on. Okay, then the gold chain. Complete it. And then put it here. So we're going to get dark green connector with a hole, dark green single stud, pink thorn, red connector, and place it this way. And then we're here with the 10 times green connector, then red connector, oops. Overall, I like this experience better than last year's. Let's see. I think the construction of the base of the rose was the most difficult. Putting on the gold chain was kind of hard because it was wrap it around and then try and connect it behind the plate. But I could like that way where you just slide it in. Let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So again, they did not include extra green, dark green connectors, but it's already a long enough rose, so it's unlikely you want to make it even longer. But you can always take it away to make the variable heights. Alright, so let me reorient the camera. To see if I can get a It's kind of hard. They're so long, it's hard to keep them in frame. There we go. Which just adds a little bit of contrast between the black and the dark green. The colors I see on my preview monitor for the camera does closely resemble what is in my hand. The petals are shiny, but they remain that color of red and pink, as well as the dark green. Okay, so as a special guest, we have last year's rose. Now I really need to pull away from the table. But from the box, they went black last year. This year, kind of a dark red tone. A little bit warmer. The black did make it look a little bit sophisticated, but just a little bit side-by-side comparison. Now you can see there's a design difference between this year and last year. Oh, there's that. So that's how the picture is, and it's the same for the red. This year they are adding the set numbers, which, okay, I can see that, but now I'm wondering, are they going to have different varieties of long stem rose each year? I don't know, this one's pretty good. Maybe there'll be something nice that each year is different, but I'm glad, and I see a difference between the rose designs. And also look at their leaves. These were I think they're penta panels or penta windscreens, dark green. Whereas instead of just having a piece that looks like a leaf. Oh, I'm missing the pink heart. And the other thing I noticed a difference of, last year's was 102 pieces, this year's 79 pieces. Yeah, 79 pieces. One of the differences I think might have taken into account is that in last year's, this was the design, so they had several small pieces in there to create the petal effect, whereas here we have the 4 outer larger petals, 4 smaller petals, and then the 4, let's see, inverted curve claw car part. But yes, one of the things I noticed with last year's is that if this colorization were a gray or a shiny gray, it would look like an engine or a sci-fi piece, either propellant for a spaceship or just like a generator. It's very symmetrical. Yes, it looks kind of, a lot of petals are happening there, but it didn't quite make the jump to a flower. Now with this year's design, more flower-like. As well as you just kind of have to blur your vision to kind of see these as petals, whereas here, clearly intended to be petals. So it's not, I don't remember the costs. I think they're the same cost, but it's still, I think the improvement is in the new petal designs and not relying just on the number of pieces that come in a set. Here's they didn't. In the back, that's where they put that. Okay, any other major difference? Pink, same colorization. There's no difference in shade. Wait, is there? I'm trying to get try not to get the lights. It's because with the petals, there's a little bit more shadow versus last year's where it's just a curve. I would say it's the same. If anything, this might have a little bit of more red to make it a little bit more pink than white. It's kind of hard because the lights are not helping with not making it shiny. But yeah, this one seems a little bit more saturated, a little less white, just so there's a little bit more color. But that is the long stem rose from Brickcraft, which is part of the Bricktanicals line, which I forgot to mention in the beginning. But I would say it's a huge improvement in terms of what looks like a flower and what doesn't, especially now that there's specially made pieces. These pieces, you can choose to use them in other sets or in other construction builds, and rather than having everything having to try and look like a flower, things can now have plant elements to play with. So this is the Ponderous Brickmaker. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked the episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see other builds, go ahead and subscribe and sign up for notifications. And see you next time.